The desert holds its secrets tightly. For over 3,000 years, the shifting sands of Egypt's Valley of the Kings concealed a small, unassuming staircase. It led to a door sealed with the unbroken stamps of ancient priests, a silent sentinel guarding a forgotten world. The air grew still. An almost unbearable quiet hung over the landscape, a silence that had lasted for millennia. This was a place of the dead where pharaohs journeyed into the afterlife where the living were not meant to tread. But in the cool desert air of November 1922, that silence was about to be shattered, revealing a story that would captivate the entire world and breathe life back into the name of a long-lost king. A palpable tension filled the air as a small team of excavators stood before the sealed entrance. They were led by a determined British archaeologist, Howard Carter, a man who had dedicated years of his life to a seemingly impossible search. So, who was this mysterious king? This boy whose name would become more famous than that of the greatest pharaohs? Tutankhamun was a ruler of Egypt's 18th dynasty, a golden age of immense power, wealth, and cultural achievement. He ascended to the throne more than 3,300 years ago, a mere child of about 9 years old. His lineage was complex and steeped in the dramatic religious upheaval of the time. He was the son of Akhenaten, the heretic king who had turned Egypt on its head. By abandoning the traditional pantheon and promoting a single deity, the Aten. This history placed the young Tutankhamun at the center of a powerful and precarious political landscape. His early life was spent in Amarna, the new capital built by his father, but his destiny was not to continue his father's revolution. As a boy king, he was guided by powerful advisors, Horemheb, I. Under their influence, he made his most significant decision. He abandoned the Aten and reinstated the traditional gods, led by Amun-Ra. The story of the discovery itself is a cinematic tale of persistence against all odds. Howard Carter had been searching the Valley of the Kings for 5 long, fruitless seasons, funded by the wealthy British aristocrat Lord Carnarvon. By 1922, Carnarvon's patience and funds were running out. He summoned Carter to his castle in England and informed him that this would be their final season. Carter, desperate, pleaded for one last chance. He pinpointed a small, triangular patch of ground near the tomb of Ramesses VI, an area covered by the debris of ancient workers' huts. It was the only spot in the entire valley that had not yet been systematically cleared. Carnarvon reluctantly agreed to fund one more campaign. On November 4, 1922, a young water boy on Carter's team stumbled upon a stone step cut into the rock. A thrill of excitement shot through the camp. The workers began to dig with renewed fervor, clearing away the sand and rubble to reveal a full flight of 16 stairs descending into the bedrock. At the bottom was a plastered doorway, stamped with the necropolis seals of a royal burial. Carter knew he was on the verge of something extraordinary. It took more than 2 weeks for Lord Carnarvon to arrive in Egypt. No sooner had the world finished celebrating the incredible discovery than a darker, more sensational story began to take shape. The idea of a curse protecting the pharaoh's eternal rest quickly captured the public imagination, fueled by sensationalist newspaper headlines. The narrative began in earnest just a few months after the tomb was opened. In April 1923, Lord Carnarvon died in Cairo. The cause was blood poisoning, which developed from an infected mosquito bite on his cheek that he had accidentally sliced open while shaving. On the night of his death, a massive power outage plunged Cairo into darkness, adding to the mystique. The press seized upon this tragedy, weaving a dramatic tale of a vengeful pharaoh's spirit. Novelist Marie Corelli quoted from an ancient text warning dire punishment for any who entered a sealed tomb. Soon, any death or misfortune even remotely connected to the excavation team was attributed to the curse of Tutankhamun. However, historians and scientists have always been deeply skeptical of the curse. Most of the people directly involved in the excavation lived long and healthy lives. Howard Carter himself lived for another 16 years, dying at the age of 64. Lord Carnarvon was not in good health to begin with. He had suffered a serious car accident years earlier that left him with chronic lung problems. His death from an infection, while tragic, was not medically mysterious. For decades, the cause of Tutankhamun's death remained one of Egypt's greatest mysteries. In 1968, an X-ray found a skull fragment, sparking a murder theory. But in 2005, comprehensive CT scans showed the skull hole likely formed during mummification. Instead, scans revealed a severe compound fracture of his left leg shortly before death, likely fatal infection.